If you're watching this, maybe you've already decided to quit smoking and are looking for good ways to do it. Or maybe you haven't decided yet, but you're thinking about it. Either way, you're going to need good replacements for the things you like about smoking. So today we'll talk about why to quit, how to quit, and staying quit. One of the first things to think about is how you feel about smoking. How does it fit into your life? What are you worried about? You might want to write down some of your answers or discuss them with somebody. But the point here is that smoking has a lot of very real social and emotional pieces, and these can often be the hardest pieces to deal with as you quit if you aren't thinking about them. So why quit now? Everyone has their own reasons to quit, and not everything we talk about today will be important to you. But you probably also realize that if you're pregnant or have a new baby, smoking doesn't just affect you anymore. And that's not to make you feel guilty, but it can help motivate you when quitting is hard. And if you have other smokers in your life, it might help them understand why you want to quit. You might know that smoking makes it harder to have children, hard to have a healthy pregnancy, and harder to have a baby that's healthy at birth. Babies whose mothers smoke tend to be low birth weight, and this can put them at risk for lung problems and also trouble with other diseases when they're adults. Smoking also affects your nutrition, and you and your baby need a lot of vitamins at this time. Smoking takes vitamins out of your body, and it also makes it hard for your body to use the vitamins that you do take in. So the good news is that while you're smoking might be one of the best times to quit, because hopefully you're getting some extra support. You're probably seeing your doctor regularly, and you may even be in a parenting or prenatal class. You can ask these people any questions you have, and they can help you find counseling or other resources to help you quit. So let's assume that you're going to try to quit soon. What can you expect? Like this cartoon, you know better than anyone that a lot of things can trigger your desire to smoke. You also probably realize that it's going to take some effort to make new habits and to find ways to live your life in a way that helps you delay or avoid cravings. Think about situations that are likely to come up so they don't surprise you. Some people find it helpful to write down their triggers and the things that they'll do differently. For example, if you smoke on your way home every day, you might choose to take a different way home. Or if you spend a lot of time smoking with your friends, you might want to come up with other ideas of things to do. You'll also want to think about the emotional side of smoking and how to manage stress without cigarettes. Some ideas are to use exercise or to spend time with people that you care about. Some people also connect smoking with who they were before the baby and are worried about taking back their life. You can avoid this by making sure that you spend time doing things that you enjoyed before the baby, and maybe learn a new hobby and make time to spend time with friends and family. Or maybe you're worried that the weight that you gained during pregnancy isn't going to come off if you quit. That doesn't have to be true. So many people start eating more when they quit smoking to help manage stress, to deal with withdrawal, and sometimes even just to have something in their hands and mouth. So you can avoid that by coming up with distractions or ways to relieve stress that don't involve food. You can also use exercise because it will help keep the weight off and deal with the stress. So we've talked about several ideas, and you probably have many of your own. One thing to think about is just taking one or two of them to try at the beginning. That way you won't be overwhelmed and you'll be successful. Even though you're thinking about quitting one day at a time, you will still want to think about planning to stay quit. That might sound strange, but many women actually go back to smoking after they deliver their baby. And this is a problem because you've probably heard of secondhand smoke. When you smoke, people around you, like children, are exposed to that smoke as well, and it can make them sick. And the danger doesn't go away when you come inside. You might have noticed that your clothes sometimes smell like tobacco, and we call this leftover smoke third-hand smoke. Just like second-hand smoke, third-hand smoke has some of the same dangerous chemicals that your cigarette does. And so children who live in homes with smokers tend to have more ear infections, more asthma, and even sudden infant death syndrome. So staying quit after you have the baby is a good plan for you and your baby. One good thing is that if you quit while you're pregnant, You have already gone through withdrawal, so now all you'll have to deal with are the social and emotional pieces that make you think about wanting to smoke again. So whether you've decided to quit and stay quit or are still thinking about it, you'll want to plan ahead. Every time you try teaches you something new about what does and doesn't work for you. And since quitting is such an important decision for you, your health, we wish you the best of luck in making this change for you and your family.